This was not an opening that was smooth. It didn't come apart the way it should. Okay, now I'm saying that and it's coming off. Now that's the way it's supposed to look. But not without that I tore it this way. And that's the label brand, you know, Marie Callender's. It's torn. Torn by Natalie Imbruglia. Okay, so now I'm going to take out one of these pies to eat. There's another one in here. I'll leave that. I can eat them both in one night, but I'm on a budget of sorts. I didn't get enough pies for all the other food that was ordered so that it can be ordered all at once. And I don't know how long I'm going to live, how long I'm going to need to order food from Moser. It was my former last name, but I'm deceased out of my last name. And they're still looking for rent money from my last name. And I'm deceased out of my last name, which means you didn't save the rent money for myself. And then when I'm done paying the rent, because I'm deceased, you would be elsewhere's, not charging me rent past myself deceased, which means I don't have any interest in you receiving the rent. You didn't save it for God. You didn't save it for God to give me a death. So you're still looking for rent money from Moser. And I'm getting this food from Moser, but they won't pay my rent. So I don't know how I got the food. It's possibly not alive that way because the rent money's not paid. I don't have food money paid really. So somebody's paying some food money charges, but the rent money is not paid. So it's homeless. And I'm here in a deceased apartment, but it's deceased the wrong way. It's very unsanitary. I was born alive into a deceased property belonging to Jesus, but he wasn't, of course, in there. I was in there, and it was not a nice place. I didn't want to keep it, but it was not unsanitary. It was just unsanitary. It was like not unclean, like the floor here is not clean. The things here aren't clean. There's a big mess of hoarding behind myself. My house that was a deceased property that I was alive in, it did not have hoarding in there. But why? Because it ended up having a home invasion in there, and the people didn't leave because it was no place they wanted to live. Or would they clean it up? I didn't see them clean it up, and I didn't leave it in such a condition that they would want to be there. It's a deceased property, and I don't want to be there. And it's this much complication of a life for me to be deceased out of a deceased property. So this is the pie again. It's cute, but I can eat more. And now I have something that's not sanitary, which is, this is a used plastic disposable fork. I've used it and I washed it with water, and I'm using it again because there are forks here, but I don't want to use them because they were used by C.Toh. They went right in his mouth, and I want a fork that has not been used before. And I know this one, I opened the plastic myself. So it was new to me when I found it, but as you can see, it's a little bit, something's wrong with it right there. It's not completely straight. This is from the Olive Garden. It's leftover from when I got takeout food from the Olive Garden. It's from C.Toh that way. C.Toh paid the Olive Garden. As far as I know, that's how he got the food, unless he's chefing the food. I don't know. I can't confirm that. He does go out to get takeout food, and then he comes back with it. So I assume he paid for the takeout food. That's where this fork is from, takeout food from the Olive Garden. And I have it for, I just dropped the 2 pieces of broken paper that paperboard that I showed to the camera is from this right here, because I don't have my glasses on and I don't remember that they're there. and I can't really see them immediately. I suppose I could if I was looking carefully, but I just dropped them on the floor and I don't want to pick them up ever. No, I want to pack my clothes up that I still wear and move out. And then I want somebody to give me a brand new renovated apartment or house where I can live, and I can get more clothes there, which would be robes. Right now is what I'm wearing because I'm God deceased right here. And then wait for myself to get a death on the property in dispute because you gave me a key and you were due in a prison. It's true that every time I drop something, you have to go to prison. I can't help it. That's just what's wrong with you. But I have a vision impairment is what's wrong with you. It's not that I have a vision impairment because I have a vision impairment in myself. I don't. I'm God deceased right here. I'm disclosing all my leverage with the vision impairment, and I use prescription vision correction to get through my life. Or in this case, I'm not wearing any because I'm housebound. But I'm not in a house, I'm in an apartment. And that's you not understanding that I'm completely homeless off my leverage, and you're still charging me for your problems, that you want me to give you money for your expenses of your problems that you can pay off, that everybody's consensual. And I don't know how you even know what's consensual. Are you not immediately angry with each other? Because you do outside homeless on those points, and it's true that if you're outside homeless with someone you're angry with, you'll see what happens. I can't sort that out. I'm not really God that way. The God above yourself would be doing that. I'm God deceased right here. I don't do that. I don't move the people who have conflicts with each other because you're not each other. One is not the other to the other. The other is not the other to the other. I can't help you with that. This you need to be created, and you can't just take my money and say, I don't want to be created a certain way. I want to be created with your money. Well, all the money's my money. You don't have to take money that's appointed to me. All the money in the banking is mine. It's due frozen in the banking. You go to the bank, you take the money out of the bank. I can't stop you. But you're not supposed to take money directly from myself and say that I owe you money, and you're not going to use the money for myself. But I need to pay the charges for myself, which would be charges for if you don't know who I am. I have to decide whether or not I'm going to give you the money. That's true that you have to go to jail and prison anyway. You have to go because you are yourself.